All right. Welcome to the show, guys. Doing a nice little live update today. It's been a while since I've did one, so I've been away, just kind of minding my own little things. But I have been keeping an eye on the market, seeing exactly what's going on. And I wanted to keep everybody updated, so I'm not going to really wait for anybody to join the live stream. I'm just doing this so that the video can be uploaded ASAP, as these are quite time sensitive, right? So I've invited everybody. Whether you join or not, it's a different story. Just to let you know, I'm not a financial advisor, guys, so whatever I say or do on the videos are only for entertainment and education purposes. Please do respect that. Here we do all sorts of crazy chart analysis and data analysis mostly as well. Today I'm going to be answering some questions. I've got a viewer question basically regarding a coin called Neo. I'm going to be trying to answer that as well. Also talking about an exchange kind of related to it as well. We're going to talk about this as well. I've got loads of other stuff as well. Now, we did talk about, well, a few days ago, right, a few days ago, I actually talked about something. I talked about how the market may dump, right? And there was this particular video here. We were talking about this particular video, Bitcoin massive dump incoming. You can see 4 days ago I spoke about this, and I had a few guys who didn't like it, and I absolutely agree with them, because the market was so bullish. People did not expect a dump coming, so thinking more like I'm talking a bit negative, but I'm not, guys. There's a lot more, and I'll show you quickly here what's going on as well, because we have to look at the total data to understand exactly what's going on, right? Not just the socials, not just the media, not just, like, you know, all the bullish news. All of a sudden the market flipped from here and it just went up there and everybody got excited. Also, before we move into this, guys, please let me know whether you're watching it live or if you're watching it later. Let me know if you want me to start to clean up some of my charts, because you know my charts are quite messy, right? Just let me know if you want me to start cleaning things up. I will definitely start cleaning it up, so when I do give you the visuals, you are seeing a lot more visually pleasing content, right? So let me know. Hi Hendrix, how you doing, bro? You all right? Yeah. If you have any questions, just fire away, bro. Fire away, and I'll definitely try and answer that. I've got about an hour on the stream, because I've realized whenever I do anything more than an hour, YouTube doesn't like to promote it, so we need to keep it under an hour. So we've got until approximately 6:30 to do this maximum whole thing. I'm going to try and go speed through this as fast as possible, but if you do have any question, please do fire away. So but as I said, yeah, let me know if you want me to start cleaning up some of these charts, so I can give you better visuals. Right. So one of the things that we want to look at is the total market cap. Now, how the total market cap, this was a key level here, the 618. We put a Fibonacci, and I think I was like the first person to ever put a Fibonacci on the total market cap. And we said that we need to get above these particular levels in order for us to sustain. And we had a range here. You can see that we had this trend here, downward trend here, and we plotted the trend, and we said, okay, if we plot the trend based on the Fibonacci's, right, so this is based on Fibonacci's, where would we go? And that's how we ended up getting our 618 level. Currently, you can see we had a massive dump here. Now, this dump, you have to understand, there's a lot more going on in the background. Some of this data I won't be able to show you because I don't really have all the old tweets and everything. So past few days, I've been getting a lot of information through Twitter and everything, right? One of those information was how the Ethereum, right, about $500 million worth of Ethereum just kind of moved around wallets. No idea why. Also, we had, I think it was around $5.5 million worth of NFT being bought, right? So there's a lot of things going on. NFTs definitely pumping hard. I think it was CryptoPunks that was bought for 5.5 million, 85 in specific, right? 85 NFTs, specific NFTs bought. Now somebody's bullish about it, which is good. But all of these do impact the market, but there's a lot more going on. Because we're viewing this on a daily, we're not really seeing much of the data that we want to see. You know, the good thing is that you can see yesterday we almost attempted this and then we got rejected. So we've currently got a lower high, okay, which is not actually an issue. If you watch to the end, you will understand why this is not an issue, right? So let's move over to the other market cap, the one without the Bitcoin. And here you can see why this one kind of gave us the lower high, right? So we can see the entire market cap was trying to pump, but it got rejected because there was a lot of sell, profit taking, other purchases happening. Here, if you look at it without the Bitcoin, just the altcoin, what you see is a higher high. So what we're seeing is altcoins are pumping. And altcoins are trying to break out of this particular range here that we have, this particular trend line here. So I've got two multiple trend line. This is an average mean trend line, and this is the actual trend line that we've got. And this is just a short-term trend line. And it's actually attempted to break this, right? Pretty awesome to see that how it kind of attempted to break this. Also, one other thing to notice, right, on this particular one, you see my fibs here. The Fibonacci's were placed here to this particular low here, and what I was doing, I was actually using this, as you can see. So if I use this particular level and I say, right, here's my fibs, and let's have a look and see what the fibs say. If you look at the rejection point, you can see that we got rejected exactly on the 618 level. Right, so you can see that even the alternative market cap, right, total market cap excluding BTC, is also respecting this. So we were expecting a dump here. We were expecting a dump here, but there's more. Remember, there's more. Whenever I say we expect something, there's actually a lot more, because I'm expecting it because nobody else is expecting it. And of course, I'm going to get a little bit of hate for that, but I'm not bearish. I'm one of the biggest bulls in Bitcoin, and there is, right? So as far as I know. So again, here you can see we've got the dailies going on, and this is one of my oldest chart. I remember months ago we made this, like months and months ago we made this chart, and we even had the bull flag and everything, and every single line is exactly where it was. And you know, we attempted to break above this, but there's a lot more here, and this was the 618 level again. You know, when you look carefully, this was a 618 level from this particular region here. Right, so we're looking at this and we can see we got rejected on the dot at 618 level. Remember, the Fibonacci's are very, very important, right? So I'm going to move you through. This was just for a demonstration, and I have mentioned about this chart before. I've said, look guys, just take a picture, right? And I've given this so many times. So just take a picture of this. Every single line here is relevant, to the point where even if we did have a worst case scenario, the 19k was always there as well. So this was a very, very relevant chart that we, you know, I wanted to show to people, and I said frame it, do whatever, because it's very relevant until we hit these targets, which means we are going to hit these targets. We just haven't managed it yet, right? Some of my older videos we talk about this. Now here you can see, you know, we attempted on this particular one. This was a shorter Fibonacci level, and you can see again, guys, let me know if you want me to start cleaning up the charts. Okay, please do let me know, right? I will definitely clean them up for you if you want, or if you're okay with it as it is, because I do like to leave my analysis on the charts, because there's a lot of data I'm seeing, and I'm doing a lot of predictions based on shorter time frame, medium time frame, longer time frames. So here you can see that this was the point that we had to break above, right? This was the 43,000 key level. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the 43. We got rejected in the box, but funnily we got rejected on the Fibonacci, right? So if you look carefully, we got rejected on a Fibonacci, right? You know, so those things do really, really matter for us, right? You know, when we're looking at all of this stuff. So what are we expecting right now if we did get a low, you know? So, you know, I talk about this all the time. Whatever the current level is, if it's going to be on a Fibonacci, we're going to expect to go below the Fibonacci. You know, so we expect this. So here you can see that if we're looking at the shorter time frame, and let me just zoom in to show you, right? If you're looking at the shorter time frame, our expectation is the Fibonacci 0236, which is the $38,130 level. This could potentially be our low that we can expect. However, if you look at this particular daily candle, what you see is we attempted, but the bulls came in and actually picked it back up again on the Fibonacci 0786 level, which is the 39,663, and we're attempting to go back to the 40. But all of this was expected, all right? All of this was expected. Now let's move over to the next chart, right? And I'm going to move you through these charts until I get to the point where I show you why it's expected, right? So here we have the chart that I really, really want to show you. And what you can see here is this is a weekly chart, right? And again, please ignore all of my drawings, because there's a lot of drawings here, right? Ignore all of the drawings for now. Actually, I can do this to make you ignore it. Yes, that's better. Right, let's ignore the drawings and let's have a look at this. What are we looking here, and what data do we have here? So we have two items on this particular chart. In fact, we have three, one more hiding here, but I'll bring that up later. Number one, you can see this is the Bitcoin log chart. So we are using the log chart to tell us exactly where we are. Number two, we're using the EMA, and we're using the EMA 21. right? EMA 21. So we're using the 21-week EMA to see exactly where we are now. The drawings are going to be relevant. I'm going to bring them up just to make you understand exactly where we are and why I expected this, right? So if you look carefully, right, this was the week was around the 10th May, end of the 10th May. I think it was about the 17th of May when we first peaked below this EMA 21 ribbon, right? So when we dropped below this, and we stayed below this for a very long time. We just peaked, right? So last week we actually peaked above and we did go there, but we didn't hold. Whenever we do this, we are going to expect a dump. This was the big reason why I expected the big dump. I was like, we don't have a confirmation, because the first week up, just because we're up here doesn't mean we're going to go bullish right now and go nuts and we're going to buy everything. No. This is when you wait for the rejection. And I've been waiting for a rejection for a very long time. We need confirmation. So just to continue on this chart, and I'll show you what I mean by confirmation. So what we see is whenever we go below, like these are bearish signs, leave those for a sign, but whenever we peak back up, we will see a massive rejection candle or a correction candle, one or the other. We can call it whatever we like, but ultimately it's a confirmation candle. This one candle should confirm us, are we going to stay above or not? This is the point, this particular week that we have here. I don't know if you can see this. You can see very vaguely, you can see there's a green here. This is our candle that we need to complete in order to do the confirmation. That's the key. This is the confirmation candle. So we need to confirm this. If we don't confirm this, we're most likely to come back down again. And I'm going to show you a little bit more about this, what I mean by this. So here you can see we came up and we confirmed. Great. That's not an issue, right? Here you can see we came up and we confirmed. Great. But we couldn't hold, we couldn't sustain. So when you look at the realistic nature of this, you can see that even though we attempted, we broke out, we confirmed again, we had a higher high on a weekly. Eventually we got turned over. So we had 4 weeks here moving up, and then another 4 weeks here going down until we came back down. But this was a freak event, so we're going to ignore this and we're going to go to another event, and we're going to say, okay, here's another event. This was the bear run, right? The bear market. After we had the top, we had the bear market. Again, you can see every time we attempted, we kept on staying down, right? But the thing we want to look at, whenever we peaked above, we always get a rejection candle. We don't have too solid rejection, right? So that's what we see, and there's a massive fight around these levels. Same again, if you look carefully at any point, right, whenever we can see we're fighting around these, we have these massive fights, right? That's what we're looking for, right? But more than that, let me activate the drawing, because I've kind of plotted a few things here, and I want to show you the entire chart for you to understand. Forget these bottom levels here. The only time we had a situation like this is here, and I've circled it to show you what happened, right? If you look carefully, you see we went down, right? Briefly went down, and then we had one bring us back up again, and then we had this indecisive candle here, and then after that we continue. And this particular time was in 2013. And if you look coincidentally, this was just after the 2013 first dump, just before the bull run continued. We had this particular event. Never in history we've had anything like this. However, if we do want to use the Black Swan event that we had in 2020, then we can count that in. But the 2020 event, right, if you look carefully, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. So 9 weeks later, on the 10th week, we managed to get back above the EMA 21, right? The 21-week EMA. If you look here, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the 11th week, right? So we see 2 weeks more. So it's slightly different to this that we are about to do, but more similarities, in my opinion. If you look at where we got the rejected on this fourth line of the Fibonacci, right? You can see the same thing happened here on the fourth line of the Fibonacci. We got rejected and we came here and we created this. So this bull run for me is definitely going to continue. Right? What we're looking at here, when we say we expect it, we expect that because remember the motto of this channel is very simple: expect a dump after a pump, or expect a pump after a dump, right? So either happens. Now when we had this, we ended up having these particular situation, right? But there's more, guys. There's more. Let's move over and more. So I hope you understand this one completely, where the 21-week EMA is a key level for us to hold, and we need to move back above this. But it's not going to be an easy feat for us to get above. Even if this week closed with a red here, it's still a higher low, which is actually quite good, right? But then this is only Monday. We've still got a whole week to go, right? And so far, as you can see, it's like a little cross, right? Which means it's indecisive. But we do see the bottom wick is actually longer, means the bulls are definitely trying to control it and keep it above this 21-week EMA. If this candle closes above, even if it looks red, doesn't matter, it closes above the 21-week EMA next Sunday, coming Sunday, then we have a confirmation that we are going back up. The bears are not in control. And around here, bears were not in control. If you look carefully, what I showed you here, right, is this was the total market, but Bitcoin included, and this was without Bitcoin. Well, actually, without Bitcoin, if you look carefully, the alts are in control. And question is, who is leading all of this, right? So let's go back into the chart and see. As I look at this, it just changed green in front of us, right? Which is brilliant. So let's have a look at all of this and see more stuff, like more data, what's going on. This one doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter because, and I'll explain this to you as well so you understand more. So this particular chart is a long time chart. We're plotting a lot of stuff, also very messy. Now you do know that options expiry happened around this day. And one thing we know with the options expiry is maybe 1 or 2 days before or 1 or 2 days after, we do see a reaction, and it's an opposite reaction. So if we have a dump, we'll end up seeing a pump, or if we have some pumps before, we'll have a dump, right? So this is exactly what it does here. So for example, if you look carefully, here, this particular one here, for example, this was on the 30th of April. We had a pump candle, just like this one. And then we had indecisive and then a few dump candles, and then recovered and then done a higher high. So if you look carefully here, we're following this kind of a similar pattern, but it doesn't matter. Ultimately, this is exactly what happens every option. So if you look here, we have a low. We have an options, we have a low. We have an options, we have a low. So we're following the same path, and nobody's talking about it. A lot of people are coming out with it now. In fact, some people have recently talked about this. Let me just bring it back here, right? Let me zoom into this, and I want to show you this. This is going to be insane, right? So recently, a few people I've noticed have been talking about the bull flag that I spoke about, right? So the bull flag was the top of this to the bottom of this. So if you see this white line, if I put it here, what we're doing is we're counting this particular area where the bull flag started. So this is the flag pole, right? And let me straighten this up for you. Give me a second. Here we go. Bull flag pole. And we took this bull flag pole and we put it, currently we put it at the bottom of this particular week, So this was the bottom, which is the low. If we calculate this and we say, what's the high going to be? As you can see, it's showing a $92,400, right? Or you can say this Fibonacci level here on the logarithmic. So this was what I actually indicated, and a lot of people are coming out with it. I think it's like over a week ago I mentioned it, but some people are now told, oh, we just saw the bull flag, which is fine. You saw it here first, right? I know a handful of people watch my channel every single day. They definitely know. We've seen it already. So you've been 2 steps ahead. Also, if we do one other thing as well here, if we take the top here and go back to this particular level here where we've done the breakout, what we see, and I'll put the Fibonacci here just to show you, right? What you see is the rejection point was at the 618 level, and the current, we saw 94, which was here at 94. We're not far off from this 1618, which is 98. So the Fibonacci is saying possible to do a 98, and what we are saying is that the bull flag pole itself is indicating we want to do a $94,000 or something like this. So you can see there's a lot of confluence. They also want to talk about confluence, right? So let me bring in the RSI, and what you see here is we've been having a weekly confluence, a bullish divergence, right, on the RSI as well. So this is a weekly, and you can see since December we've actually been having a bullish divergence forming here, which is confluence to say that of course the market's going to go up. And what we see is, if we look carefully, when we have these long streaks, right, eventually we have a top, right? So we're looking at these long streaks, and you can see every time in history we top. That's how we do it. We have these bullish divergence forming, which most people don't even notice, and then we peak out. So you can see every time we have these, we peak out. We have these, we peak out. So far here, this wasn't long enough, and if you look carefully, if we're following this particular trend line here, we should be coming somewhere around here, and we're looking more like in the region of, and just to be honest, right, it looks like this is going to carry on until 2022. And I have talked about 2022 before, but anyway, let's come back into this chart here. And so yeah, this is what we got. So we need to currently, hey bro, how you doing? You're right, yeah. Any questions, just fire away, please, yeah? And I'll answer them, bro, no worries. So here you can see that the biggest struggle isn't just the Fibonacci's, right? Also, just to add it on, you can see the trend line, the greater trend line, which has not changed. We do have a situation here as well. We need to break above this greater trend line. Once we break above this greater trend line, then we're going to basically see some sort of an action, right? So from here to here, the best part is a lot of people don't even notice. It's just thin air. There's absolutely nothing here holding us back. Okay, very little. If there is, then very little. So the key level for us right now is this $43,000 level. We break this, we are shooting for the moon, right? Until we come back to this level. And as I've said, if we break this particular area, bull market continues. Until then, guys, this could still be very bearish. This could still flip and continue down. But remember what I said, the longer time we spend going down on this downward trend, the easier it becomes for us to go on an upward channel, right? The easier it becomes for us to reset the market and start moving back up. And once we do that, the key here is, you can see this trend line going down, right? But the key is that the logarithmic trend line is moving up. So the longer time we spend here, the better the price is on the top side. The price becomes higher. Also, if you look carefully, and I'll take some drawings off just for now. If you look carefully, also our bottom, so our bear market bottom becomes a higher price than what it was before. So as we progress, even though the trend is moving on a diagonal angle, right? You know, this diagonal, you can see here, trend is moving this way. Well, everything else is moving up. So the cycle is lengthening for sure. So we're having a lengthening cycle for sure. Of course, from here to here, you might see a 5x or a 6x. But the total cap, when you look from here to here, we already did like 20x. So from here to here, another 5x. Well, that's 20x on top of your, that's 5x on top of your 20x. Would I call that a 5x, or would I call that, I don't know, 50x? I don't know. But the point is look, that's what we're seeing. So all of this is bullish, by the way. There's nothing bearish here. Okay. So I know some people a little bit of misunderstanding, but it's okay. All right, here what we're doing, and I want to go into the daily because this is a daily chart, right? Here on the daily chart, what we're seeing is this is the 200-day moving average. This is the 50-day moving average. And what we're seeing is the 50-day, we had the cross here, right? And I want to bring this in because a lot of people are talking about the cross. Let's bring this cross in and actually show you how this cross is now about to have a convergence, right? So just to kind of... let's see if we can draw a pattern here just to see if we actually, no, let me take this away. Give me a second. Let's do it from here. Let's do a convergence point from here, actually, this area here. So if we take this straight line, we've got a triangle. Let's see where the convergence point comes in and what date it gives us. So if we are to follow this, right, and you know, just for the sake of it, I'll lengthen it a little bit more, even up to the next cycle, next options expiry cycle. What we are seeing is we are definitely having a convergence. This is definitely moving back up again, and we should see a cross sometime in mid-October. Now, if we go back here, you also see that I was expecting a reversal on the 18th of October. Coincidentally, on the 18th of October, you know, well, not coincidentally, but I put this line, actually options expiry is here, my bad. This is not the options expiry one. No, this was the 18th of October. So I'm predicting around the 18th of October on this particular one for it to do a reversal. And when we talk about options expiry, my bad, I do have that chart here. Give me a second. Where is it? Not this chart. This chart. And I forgot I took the drawing off. Actually, on October, our options expiry is on the 29th. So my bad. Sorry, I just messed up there. But that's what it is. Options expiry, right? Now, we're seeing that we're going to have this this basically reversal. Like, you know, you can call it a golden cross, right? We're going to call it a golden cross around this specific time. Somebody's calling me now. What a time to call. But that's what we're going to have, right? But good news is all the other trend lines we had, we had the 100-day, 50-day, 20-day, we're above these, right? We broke above these, which is good. So all we need to do is give this enough time to reverse. And I think it's going to play exactly how we actually expected everything to do. And it's funny sometimes when you look at previous history and start plotting these, and you do remember I did plot this based on previous history, right? How things actually start to work. Too much similarities, right? So all of this is going to definitely flip, and the golden cross we're going to see is going to come here, it's going to flip over, and then this was going to flip below. That's the point when everybody goes nuts. But we are being nuts from here. We've been nuts all around here. We've been more bullish here than we are here. Right? And we've been expecting these dumps and pumps and whatever you want to call it. So I just thought I'll show you this because it kind of, if you look carefully, you'll understand that what we're expecting, these two lines will come and confirm. And this is, remember, the 200-day, okay? 200-day. Also on this particular one, I want to show you one other thing as well, actually. If I move it on the weekly, this is the EMA. Right? But have a look carefully. I want to show you something because I know other people are going to be showing you these charts, and I really want to show you something insane here. Do you see this particular wick candle here? This is yesterday. So whenever you're looking at the BLX chart, the brave new liquid coin, remember it lags by 1 day. Okay, so here it's lagging by, it was showing you a candle that's from last week. Apparently it hasn't even completed yet. So whenever you do, please watch, whenever you look at this chart, be careful. It's not 100% accurate. So this is the 21-week moving average, and this is the 21-week EMA, exponential moving average, and it's showing a complete different data. So for that, my recommendation is try to use the index chart, which is actually live updates regularly on the hour, literally. So this one, it works every hour. So try and use this one to get more data. And as you can see, this one, we have already completed the week and we're here right now. Okay, let's move over to other stuff, leave some of the crazies away. Let's move over to another one. So this is what's been moving the money. So when we talk about the total market cap, without the Bitcoin, when we're looking at this and we're saying who's pumping the alts, well, that brings us to Ethereum. And if you remember, I sent out a community post on Twitter and a few other groups as well, and I said it is making a move for the greater trend line. And I posted this a few days ago. At that time we were down here, so we did break out of that, so this was a few days ago. Here we were down here and we broke up, and then since then we confirmed and we confirmed again. So this is where we are now. Obviously when you're looking at different data, you see something else. Also, if you look carefully on a weekly, you can see we respected, right? So when you look carefully, zoom into this, you can see we respected the trend line exactly. So when I'm saying exactly as predicted, guys, look carefully, go to any chart, any one of my old videos, and you know we talked about this. So we've re-entered this particular zone, which is good. We've broken this trend line, which is good. But what we need to do now is continuously create higher highs or even a higher low, eventually break out of this. So until we break out of this $2,900 level, let me activate this to see exactly where the price is. Yeah, 2,915. Guys, we're not out of danger, right? We may have broken the trend line. We're not out of danger. What we need to do is come up here and confirm, right? Come break above here and confirm. That's what we need to do. So for now, I'm just going to get rid of all of this. I don't really need these. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. All right, I see what's going on. So yeah, let's get rid of this. I don't really need this. I don't really need this anymore. We did exactly as we talked about. We bounced every single time we've been doing this, right? Let's move at another one and see what's going on. So ETH dominance, all right? And this is again key to why the market is moving, alts are moving, and key to why we had this dump. Key to why we had this massive dump. In fact, if we go to the coin market cap and have a look at how big the dump was, Well, the dump is recovering, but originally I think the dump was around 5%. The dump was around 5%, and these are the key. Why? Because the dump was 5% because BTC was being dumped while alts were being pumped, and this is Ethereum attempting, and it already broke the first neckline. Okay, you can see it broke this neckline, it broke this neckline, and it's attempting to break this particular neckline, and then after that we're here. Now, do you know what this is? This is insane, right? If Ethereum goes here, the Ethereum dominance goes here. Technically, it's on a rise. It's basically getting to that point where it can. This is insane, right? It can catch up to this market cap. So currently, look, Bitcoin stagnant, Ethereum pumping. Ethereum only needs a few more push to get to this level. So, you know, when people talk about the Ethereum, Bitcoin flipping, well, this could flip the market cap. The way it's moving, it could flip the market cap. Okay, so understand where I'm going from. The dominance is key, right? So Ethereum is moving the market. Ethereum is doing something else right now. Again, it's probably got to do with all of these other scams here. We've got 11,144 right now. So, but yeah, it's moving the market. So that's what matters for us. Now, I want to get to another one. So somebody messaged me the other day, and I believe you're on the comments, brother, regarding AMP, and you said something about there's some news or something, someone did some live stream or something, and they were talking a bit of nonsense. So I wanted to clear the air, basically, right? So they were saying something about Cardano being dumped. Well, number one thing, we know 70% of all the Cardano in existence are actually staked. So more Cardano, actually currently 72. So what you're seeing is more and more Cardano is being staked and locked up. Nobody's dumping their Cardano. People are more bullish on Cardano than anything else, right? So what we're seeing here is we see this pattern on Cardano. We see this pattern, and we see this bearish, pattern forming on the RSI. And what we see here is a few days ago, just like everything else, it also broke out of this trend. So as we don't have enough data, we can't really plot it. But what we see, it did break out. And currently, if you look carefully, and I showed you this picture as well, it's respecting this downward trend line. So once we break out, of course, we're going to test it a little bit, but it's respecting this, and it's stayed above the 618 level. The next thing I can see for this is it's going to be attempting to break each one of these lines. Also, I drew something else here, right? I drew something else here, and this is insane, right? So, when we're talking about parallel channels and we're talking about descending wedge, right? And I'll draw this for you again, so just so you understand what I'm talking about. So when we draw these, right? So let's take this and let's find a pattern. So let's find this area here. So let's look at this particular area here and say, right, this. So you got 3 points here. You got 1, 2, and one more around here. So you got 3 points here. We're touching this, and we say now let's draw a parallel pattern. I'm doing this large because it's easier for me to do. Watch this. How insane is that? That you've had a parallel channel, which is a descending wedge, right? So it's not like a wedge, but a descending channel, and we broke out of this. So this was our breaking point, and you can see it doesn't matter where I put it, this was our breaking point, right? No worries, bro. I'll see you soon. Thank you for coming. Honestly, Stephen, I really appreciate that, bro. I really appreciate that. But watch it to the end later on, because there's more information there as well. We're going to talk about it. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming. Like, share, subscribe, and share with the one other if you find value, bro. So this is what we saw, right? So we got this descending channel here, and we broke that. That's bullish. That's very bullish. Also, if you keep an eye on this, right, and if you see something, I know some people are talking about shapes, like they're looking for head and shoulders and whatnot and this and that. Guys, I don't see head and shoulders here. I genuinely don't see any head and shoulders here. I don't see the shoulder. I mean, is this the shoulder or is this the head? I mean, what is it? I don't see it. This could be a head. This would have been a head and shoulder, but it got invalidated. So this is where sometimes you see these problems and you're like, okay, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, people just like to connect the dots and like, okay, this is a pattern, this is a pattern, this. Guys, just be honest about it, right? Stop connecting dots on, different time frames. It doesn't matter. Look at it on a daily, look at it on a weekly. What do you see, right? What do you see? This is what here you can say this is a head and shoulders, fair play. But it didn't work out. Again, it got invalidated. Right? So what we're seeing is a breakout. Everywhere we're looking, we're seeing a breakout. If you look at the data, everything is suggesting we're having a breakout. And that's the entire market. It's got nothing to do with an independent coin. So I hope this kind of explains to you. Now let's move over to another one. The other one I want to talk about, BNB. Same story, same story. This was the trend line. This is where we are right now. And this was the neckline we had to break, and we just broke the neckline. Again, let's go into a line chart and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You can see exactly what we're breaking out. Okay, we're breaking out. We were here, we're breaking out. And beautiful thing about this is now you've heard me talk about a triple bottom before. But this is the exact definition of a triple bottom. 1, 2, 3. A triple bottom. Right, which is beautiful. You had this bottom, you had that bottom, you had that bottom. A beautiful. And a triple bottom is always very, very bullish. Also, if you look at this, and if we want to put a price target, so a triple bottom, the way it works is this particular. So you find the highest point, you find the lowest point, you take this, and if we did have a breakout, and we did, right? So currently we had a breakout here. If we had this breakout, our target right now is $468. You know, $468. So these are the kind of stuff you really, really need to observe, right? And if we put a fib on it, well, very close actually. So it's giving us the Fibonacci 1.2, which is the 485, and we're seeing $460 or something, right? $470, right? Close. But Fibonacci's are telling us actually the target's higher, 546. It's brilliant. So these are the stuff you need to look at when you're looking at the charts, you know, rather than, you know, of course, we're moving fast, but we do expect a dump. It's all acceptable. You can't have a 25% pump in a week, right? BTC done a 25% pump in a week. And if it dumped, you know, a little bit here. So what? Last week, if you looked carefully, you would have seen a 25% pump here, right? So if we then go 5% low, what's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing, right? So that's BNB. I'm expecting a lot of good stuff with BNB. And remember, guys, a lot of the people are going to make a big mistake right now. They're going to go to this level and say, oh, we broke even, we're going to sell out. Don't do that. When we go there, the next target is higher, right? So what you need to understand, any crypto you bought, right? If you bought it at the top and right now you think you're breaking even, oh, we're going to pump, we're going to break even, you're making the biggest mistake, because the levels that we're going to see are far higher. So you want to sell, you sell on the fib lines, sell on the 618, this 618 or the 1618. Sell on these lines, never sell on anything else. You know, buy below these lines, right? But once the market goes back there, don't do the fool's thing where, oh, I've broken even, I'm going to get out. Don't do that, right? You don't do that. So I hope this kind of makes sense, right? Matic, same story. Matic, same story. There's no point repeating myself. I think you all understand what's going on right now. Matic, same thing. So what are we going to see? If we are going to see a dump in Matic, well, we're going to come and respect this. If you respect this particular level, what you see is this particular area. This is the low. This is a higher low. That's all you see. So we are still in a bullish divergence this particular way. That's what you're seeing, right? So please do understand that nothing is actually bearish. It's actually bullish. It just gives you another opportunity to buy here. If you were planning to buy here or anything like this, you buy here. And of course, if you've been following this channel, then you've already bought around here somewhere. You've already bought around, where was it? Around here. You've already bought around here somewhere, right? So if you've been following this channel, you've already bought here, because this is when we were talking about it quite a bit actually. So you've already bought it around here and you're hodling. Okay, next one, AMP. Now AMP, I've been doing a lot of crazy stuff on AMP, and as you can see, we also have a wedge here, slightly different type of wedge, but ultimately it's been following this Fibonacci path, right? AMP has been following this Fibonacci path. All I'm seeing is more and more adoption by actual institutions and businesses. There are, in America and Canada, there are 40,000 merchants using this. This is becoming a new payment standard, right? So this is quite insane. And if you look at the history, how AMP came about, right, there's a lot more. AMP is part of the Flexer network, but in order for AMP to stay decentralized, they created AMP. Sorry, Flexer to stay decentralized, they created AMP, if that makes any sense, right? But there's a lot more information on this. There's actually a few videos out there from some really cool YouTubers. They've actually explained it brilliantly. So, I mean, it's a long video. I won't really bother saying anything. But if you need anything, let me know in the comments. I'll definitely forward you the links, right? But AMP is just been on a trend following up. It's just constantly going up. And if you look carefully, this is the trend, median trend line. And since it got above here, it's been respecting this trend line. Doesn't matter what happens, it's been respecting this trend line. And it's just moving up, you know. I mean, for AMP, I know some people are talking about it going to $1 or something. I'll be honest with you, I'll be happy if it goes to around these 17, 18 cents, 20 cents maybe. I'll be happy, right? I think this is a good thing. If anyone bought it around these levels here, all right, which most of the people did, and if you're getting up to the 20 cents, take your initial investment out and take some profits out. And then if you want to gamble. But it's highly likely that it will sustain itself around the 20, maybe 30 cents. All right, and you can change that in the exchange currency of your country and see exactly what that is. But for me, 20-30 cents seems to be a decent price for it for this particular run. And of course, once the bull market ends, guys, remember this, you got to be very careful, right? Once the bull run ends, where is it? Let's see if I can find it. Let me find that chart for you. Yeah, this chart here. Let's deactivate all the drawings. Let's go into a weekly and let's zoom out. Guys, remember, once the bull market ends, we're going to come to these crazy lows. Not this price, ignore the price. What I'm saying is the pattern. Once the bull run goes up like this, it's going to come down like this. So you are going to see a massive dump, right? So what that says to me is you need to understand that whatever goes up must come down. So if you're selling here at the 20 cents, 30 cents level, taking your initial investment out, you know, keeping your profits, keeping some of your benefits, then be ready to pick it up down here somewhere. Be ready to pick it up. But for now, just, you know, make sure to take your initial. Don't be that guy who puts it in as, oh, I'm not going to take anything out. What the hell are you in it for then? You're here to make money. You know, like for me, I've clearly mentioned this. When we hit this line here, right? And I've said this, when we hit this line here, I'm exiting 50% of all my positions. I'm exiting 50% of all my positions, right? And then the other 50% when we hit this line. That's what I'm doing. So, you know, for me, that's my strategy. You do you, obviously, I do me. But my strategy is 50% exit here and then the rest here. And I'll give you a good example of what that 50% looked like, just for the most insane thing. So I imagine I bought it here at the high peak of the market. So I'm at loss. If I sell at this particular level here, I'm still going to make 60% if I sell at this level here. And I'm only giving you the most, you know, exaggerated figure at all, you know, exaggerated figure out there, because the thing is, I know some people have bought here, they're still going to make 60%, you know. Other guys like ourselves, right, who kind of, I mean, it's not even here. All right, so let me, this is where it gets a little bit insane for you guys. So let me give you a good example. People who bought here, I know people who bought it here, when they're going to sell here, well, guess what they're going to be making? Where is it? They're going to be making 2,749%. You see what I mean? So there are going to be guys out there who made that. And also anybody who's dollar cost averaged in, right? So people who have dollar cost average in, or for example, who have, one second, let me get rid of this. So there are other people who have dollar cost averaged in. I know some people who recently bought it at these levels here. So when they buy from these levels here and go to this specific line here, right, they're going to do, and let's get this as accurate, they're going to do a 262% from here to here. Just a simple buy, 263%, close to 300%. And then if they, you know, keep half here, for example, sell half and the other half here, then the potential is for the other half, just have a look. And it's safer this way, so at least you know that whatever happens. So if we did it here, it's going to be another 20%. So yes, you make less here. Of course, you're going to think, oh, we could have made 300%. Sometimes, guys, it's not worth it. You might as well sell here, because you don't know how long this is going to last. Sell here, wait with your cash, you know, sell the rest here, wait with your cash, wait for the dump to happen and start buying it back in. What you have is more coins than you started with, if that makes any sense. Of course, as I said to you, I'm not a financial advisor. You do you, I do me. Now, let's go to one of the questions a viewer asked. Okay, a viewer asked me to talk about NEO, and I will definitely talk about NEO and the Nash cryptocurrency exchange. And I'm going to talk about both of them, right? Because I have a feeling this person is a big fan of NEO and a big fan of Nash. And coincidentally, they're both related. So let's talk about this. NEO is a cryptocurrency that came out, I think, in 2013 or 2014. It was a Chinese version of the Ethereum. They've literally just duplicated everything, which is fine. That's not an issue. But I have a bigger fundamental, and this is more to do with data, not to do with TA. Of course, it's been pumping, and I tell you this, right? So I sold around here. I think it was around here. Where was it? Yeah, around here, around February. I remember around February, I literally sold all my Neo. And I'm talking about Neo from here. All right, I'm talking about Neo from way back. Way back. Where is it? Can't even see it. Way back here. I'm talking about Neo from way back here. I sold it around here. So this is my holding I just got rid of. Now, you see, one of the logical thing you have to understand, Neo is a Chinese cryptocurrency platform. If they are still operating from China, they got a big problem, and everyone's got a big problem in China. China doesn't like crypto. So that's one problem I see. Neo is trying to make smart contracts and all sorts, but they haven't really done anything. They've been around for donkey's years. They haven't done anything. They just kind of leech from the price actions, because there are a few people, and I'm not being, remember, I've been holding Neo for a long time, right? And I've made a lot of gains on Neo. But the point I'm trying to make here is, right now, I'm not going to buy any because of all the FUD around China. So it just doesn't make any sense for me to jump into Neo or anything. It can go to the moon. I'm just going to let it go. It's one of those, I'm going to let it go. And also it's a layer 1. So what I'm trying to do is move over to some of the layer 2s, right? Or the newer blockchains. So instead of me pumping some money into Neo, I'll be honest with you, I'd rather pump it in Solana. Because Solana's doing things right now. It's part of different organizations. It's making a difference in the world, right? A lot of institutions are interested in Solana. Neo is Chinese. Nobody's interested in it. That's one of the reasons why it's been failing. Most of the reason it's been pumping is because people think it's a great project. But show me something that's built on it. And I know you're going to argue with me. I'm going to say, well, hold on. Nash Exchange was built on it. Of course, Nash Exchange was built on it. So if we go to Nash Exchange, right, NEX, I believe. Yeah, Nash Exchange was built on Neo. But guess what they just recently did? They're now on Ethereum. I wonder why. Because they're not getting any users. You see, this is the original Neo contract, right? But what you got to understand is Nash wanted to be a decentralized exchange. By the way, the technology is brilliant, right? But they don't have enough adoption. So I went deeper. I said, okay, where are they from? And I found out they're from a country called Liechtenstein, 38,000 people population. All sorts of this information, where they are, what their GDP is, population growth, you name it, everything, right? So I've done a lot of deep search on Nash itself to come up with all of this. But currently, they're more successful on Ethereum than they were on Neo, and they built this on Neo. Right, so this is one of the things you need to understand, right? Neo, I would personally, I don't care where it goes. I don't care even if it goes here or it goes to the moon. I'm going to stay away because I think there's a lot of central manipulation going on. There's not much information about Neo, who's running it, whatnot. But all we do know is from China, and all I do know from my point of view is it's a leech, and it's been leeching, just like BCH leeches off Bitcoin. It's been leeching off the whole cryptocurrency market cap. I'll be honest with you. That's my honest opinion. You do you, of course. I'm not dissing Neo, but I'm just saying that I haven't really seen anything from them for donkey's years. Even if you go to their website, it looks like backdated. No one's even bothered to touch it. So I'm not really seeing where the value's coming in, who's buying it. Of course, a lot of people who don't actually understand what Neo is or what Neo is doing. There are better blockchains out there doing a better job. Like, Polygon is doing a better job. Even BSC is doing a better job, like Binance Chain. So now I want to talk about the exchange, right? So as we're on the subject, let's talk about the exchange, right? So this is the exchange. Let me see if I can show you. No, I can't even show you. Okay, this is the exchange, right? The situation with this exchange, and let me just quickly go into, so what I'm going to do is something slightly, actually, no, it doesn't matter. I can do it from here. Give me a second. So I'm going to log in right now. I'm going to log into Nash just to show you something that will make some sense to you. It's great, but there's a few things you really have to understand, right? These are facts you need to understand. So of course, guys, something that looks good, and they've been around for donkey's years, right? Nash Exchange has been around for a very long time. They had plenty of time to fix a lot of their problems, but they didn't, right? So they had good few years. Ignore all of this because obviously I'm not using it. Let me just show you some stuff here. Let's go to trade. All right. What you need to understand here, guys, is they had a lot of chance to fix a lot of stuff, get a lot of volume and everything. They don't have that. If you look here, these are bots. If you look at this, these are bots, right? These are just bot trades, nothing more, right? This is just bots. That's what's happening here. And also they're capturing data from elsewhere. So there's a lot of bots going on here. If you look at the recent trades, I mean, 0.00003, look at the time difference, an hour ago. This was over an hour ago. If you look carefully, very small amounts being traded, very, very minuscule amounts. Most of them are probably bots. So what you're seeing here is not reflected here. So who's buying this? Who's selling this? Well, why isn't it reflected here? Because the data is not 100%. And I can tell you this is actually what's known as bootstrapping. So where somebody comes along and takes a theme and just kind of sets the theme inside the website. So this is what it is. I've seen this particular theme before, I'll be honest with you. In fact, I personally, where was it? Let me see if it's here. Yeah, this particular theme here, I actually use it myself in one of my own softwares. So I know this theme very well. I'm not going to even talk about it. I don't want to go too deep, and I'm not dissing them or anything. Of course, they're trying to do something. The company seems legit. It's from a genuine country, seems to have all of this, but it is kind of centralized. This is the other thing as well. Of course, it might have some Swiss background to it, but it is actually centralized. And when you look at this is where you like, okay, what the hell is going on? So look carefully at the volume. There's nothing. And that's because this is their exchange. They're not showing you, they're not even pulling the data from TradingView completely. They're just showing what they have. They've got an API connected with TradingView. They're just showing their data. But if you look carefully, it's dead. This exchange is dead, right? I mean, even if we go to the minute, it's dead. Look, it's dead. Minutes on end, it's dead. There's nothing there, you know. And just to give you more confluence on this one, let's go here. We've got 391 exchanges. And we can see every single name of every single exchange here. I always say to you, everybody, guys, stick to the top 10, right? Stick to the top 10. Obviously, even top 20 doesn't matter. There's a lot of good exchanges here, and you can see a good exchange score. One thing you will find is this particular exchange, Nash, doesn't actually even exist here. Because the volume is so bad, it just didn't even get a point to get here. You need a certain amount of points to be here. Right, so I was looking at this and I was like, my god, it's just ridiculous, right? So what up, this video here, guys, I'm not shilling Nexo to you, sorry, not Nexo, Nash exchange. I'm actually warning you. If you thought Coinbase, sorry, not Coinbase, crypto.com was bad, well, Nash is worse. Nash is not even on the list. That's how bad it is, right? Look at these points, right? But just look carefully. Nash is not even there. Right, so you got to understand, the attempt was great, what they're trying to do is great, but unfortunately they didn't really do it on the right chain, if that makes any sense, right? And you know, you, the viewer, and no disrespect to you, talking about Neo and Nash together seems like you might have some sort of an affiliation with Nash. It's sad. Honestly, there's no point. Look, it's all dead. There's no point looking at any of this stuff, right? Half of these are just dead, so there's no point even looking at this stuff. Do you know what I mean? So my warning to everybody is, guys, if you see Nash, stay away. It might look easy, whatever, but there's no volume there. There's nothing there. I mean, even look at some of these stuff here. Look at the volume. Weekly visits, 893 people visit this, right? When you just look at some of these, right, that kind of tells you exactly what's going on. Let's have a look and see which one's got the lowest. Let's laugh about it. Here you go. There's one here. Capital X. 19 people visit it. 19. Yeah, here's one. Itbit. 125 people visit it. So if you look carefully, guys, these are the things you need to understand. Now look at, for example, look at the top 10, and then you'll understand what I mean. Top 10. 44 million views. eToro, 23 million views. NiceHash, 9 million views, right? Even Coinbase, 5 million views. So when you're looking at this, you can see who is the most popular exchange, right? Where are people going? So look at those kind of things. Avoid this kind of stuff. I've made an account with them. I don't even know if I'm sure they're great. I mean, they're advertising loads of different things. I'm sure they're all great. I mean, look, it looks great. But one thing, do understand, this theme you see here, it's actually a theme. You know, it's just connected. It's just theme. So please be wary of these stuff. Just because, you know, they don't charge, they don't do this, they don't do that. There's a lot of stuff. Also, actually, I want to show you here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Funds. I wanted to show you something. Oh no, not here. This here. So this is us in the UK. In under UK, you can't buy anything. So it doesn't work, and he's only got a handful of coins like basic attention, Neo, Bitcoin, Ethereum. There's only a few coins there. Where is it? Let me see if I can find the coin list to show you. Oh yeah, here you go. Right, this is it, guys. This is it. This is all the pairs. Look, every single pair. This is it, guys. Be warned. Avoid this kind of stuff. I mean, if it moves up to top 10, then of course, if the volumes come in, great. But right now, I don't even know why, somebody requested me to even talk about it. So I just thought I'd put it in there anyway. But as you can see, I've gone down the route of tracking them down where they are. And I can see Liechtenstein is a German-speaking, 25-kilometer long principality between Austria and Switzerland. Okay, so I can see all of that. I've did like so many different maths and everything, and people are there quite rich actually. I divided this amount of people with the GDP, so current gross GDP, and it worked out to be around $179,000 per capita, which is actually not bad. So I was looking at this as a fairly rich country. Here's another good indicator as well you need to look at as well. When you look at the fear and greed index, right? It is brilliant. This is showing us where we, when you should be worried is around here, and when you should be buying is around here. And we did go to extreme fear, so that's when people were buying, hodling. Buying, dollar cost averaging in. The market's going to peak out around here somewhere, but these are good levels. These are brilliant levels, guys. So please do watch out for those ones. Also, there's a few other bits and bobs I will talk about on another video. So, but other than that, just have a little look at this. We can see top pump today was BCHA, which is Bitcoin Cash, I believe, or something like that, because they've been changing the name. Anchor's going to pump. Now, Anchor's going to pump for another reason, actually. Remember, months ago, I told you how bullish I'm on Anchor when ETH 2.0 launches. Well, a lot of Ethereum are now, people are starting to understand the power of locking it into ETH 2.0. Also, we've got the London upgrade coming soon as well, but I don't think we're going to see any kind of a reaction towards that. There's no pump or dump towards this. I know brother Ifti asked me, he said, is there any news about this? Actually, the EIP 1559 London upgrade doesn't really impact anything. This is just stage one of many more stages. There's actually a few more coming. All this one does is drops the fees. It doesn't really make anyone become bullish, because right now a lot of a lot of the old miners who are using the old protocol are going to be unhappy. This is actually where Ethereum could even potentially dump hard, right? If they're not happy with the EIP 1559, they're going to be dumping, because they were making a lot more fees before. Now they're going to be making less fees. So this is actually bad. So looking at that perspective, the biggest holders are the validators, and if they decide to dump, then we can see a massive dump in the market. But companies like Anchor benefit because if they decided to then go and join a staking pool, or other people, even, and this is mostly retail driven, they are going to pump. And this is why I always said hold on to Anchor. Anchor is one of those top coins you hold on to, right? Also recently, what was his name, CZ from Binance, he was talking about how he wants to step down from the CEO, because obviously he can't handle the pain, so he wants to step down. I've got a feeling he's going to go into this. And I told you, this is one of those coins, when it dumped, when it got hacked the other day, I was like, this is an opportunity to buy as much, double down. This is one of them. Luna's building a few more good stuff here as well. HNT, it's not its time, but it's a good coin. It's just not its time yet, right? Solana, top coin, right? When we look, and these are leech, by the way, this is a leech, right? So you got some of these are leech and others are not, but ultimately, guys, right? The market is moving. Market's going to do its own thing. ETH 2.8% up, nothing much, right? So when we're looking at all of this stuff, we can see that the two big dogs here, right? Two big dogs. Also Link actually getting there as well. A lot of stuff moving. Yep, keeping it dominant. So yeah, other than that, guys, really nothing else to say. I hope you kind of enjoyed this particular stream that I've just did right now, and I hope I didn't. I'm actually within 3 minutes, so I'm quite happy about this. But yeah, if you look at this market currently at 1.6, This is nothing. Remember, the fibs are telling us, if you look carefully, the fibs are telling us that we need to get above the 1.72. All right, so we're going to attempt to do the 1.72 basically. If we do, that would be really insane. Market's moving back up. Market should be bullish around the 185 trillion level, and volume, I'm not happy. I mean, I can see there's 83 billion dollars in there, but if you look at the volume, most of the volume buys have been around the Ethereum and other altcoins, not on BTC. There's been mostly dumps. So you can see here we had a dump of, well, yesterday we had a few hours ago actually we had 5%, but currently it's moving back up again. So we had 3% here, we got, and a 3% pump here. But this is not driven by EIP 1559. Please do understand this. It's not EIP 1559. But other than that, look, everything looks solid. Right, from what I'm seeing, it looks solid. Let me find that chart for you. Yeah, this one here. Let's just stick to this chart here. Let's get rid of some of the noise. Right, what I want to say, guys, is this week, if we can hold this EMA, right, if we can hold this orange line, right, and we can keep above this, then we can say this is, you know, where market's going to continue, we're not going to dump. However, if we stay below this, if we fall below this, then we can expect a few more weeks to stay below this, right? When we're doing the daily and we're saying, okay, what's the daily scenario, what can we expect? Well, the lowest currently we can expect at this particular range here, which is the 38,130, we'll just call it the 38,000 level. This would be a floor. If we can rebound off this, then it's still positive. However, if we do break out from this, then unfortunately we can possibly even go back to the 35 level. All right, if that makes any sense to you, because you can see this particular area, remember, right, we've got a big box here. If we enter this particular zone here, it's going to drag us in again, and if it drags us in, then even it gets worse. We might even come and test these levels here. So right now, everyone just cross your fingers and hope we can hold this 38 level, right? Ignore this 38 level is a key for us, and this 40 level is a key for us. 40,800 is a key for us. As long as we can stay above this, right, and then go break this $43,396 level, we should be okay. So other than that, guys, I hope this video was informative. I hope you found value. If you're new to the channel, this is the kind of stuff I do every now and then. Also, a few other updates, guys. I don't know if you've realized, I'm doing a lot more shorts, a lot more mini videos. I'm going to be doing them to get rapid information out to you. Live stream, I'm going to be cutting down a bit, and also other videos I'm going to be cutting down a bit, unless you have some requests for me. If there's something you want me to talk about, then just let me know. But other than that, like, you know, I'm just going to try and do what I can, because I am quite busy right now. I'm getting even more busy with other stuff I'm doing. So I hope you can understand. But as I said, if there's a request, I will definitely talk about it. If there's not a request, then I'll probably just fix a date for the videos. Also, I've been getting a lot of new subscribers. Thank you very much, guys, for subscribing, liking, sharing, because you know what, I can't do what I'm doing unless I get the support from you guys. And I'm going to try and make this on a timetable and more organized. As I said, the more viewers I have, at least then I can get to that level. But watch out for the shorts. I'm always punching out shorts whenever I see something. I think I'm going to be doing a lot more of them. So keep an eye on those ones. Community posts, I'm posting on community as well, like little pictures and images. Keep an eye on for those ones. The only way you will always find out is if you turn your notification on and press all, then you'll actually see all those data. But yeah, I'm going to try and keep you guys on board, and I'll do these longer sessions, maybe once or twice a week, and then shorter ones in between, right? I hope you understand. So like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one. And there's a few other stuff I'm doing for the community as well. I'm going to make a community Discord. The last one I did it didn't work out. I didn't really like it, so I'm going to make another one where community members can come in and level up and whatnot and do all sorts of other crazy stuff. So that should be quite insane. So watch out for that one. So other than that, guys, I won't take any more time, and I think I just hit my 1 hour mark. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you